Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is part of my Makeup Masterclass Monday series, where each week, obviously on a Monday, I'll normally do one makeup problem that one of my followers or subscribers has told me that they struggle with. So today's video is all about how to actually match up your foundation to your natural skin tone. To be honest, that's probably one of the most common questions me as a makeup artist and probably any other makeup artist gets asked all the time. And obviously the look I've got on the face now is obviously I think is my perfect match for foundation. In this video as well, I've actually tried to just keep it as simple as possible because a lot of things in makeup are simple and a lot of people overcomplicate things. I used to also worry about how to match up like my own skin tone, but what did used to confuse me was undertones. So when you start looking into skin tone, you start hearing words like pink undertone, yellow undertone, red undertone, and then obviously as well there's like a cool undertone or a warm undertone which will affect what colour you should pick, which will look most flattering for your skin tone. But today I've just totally not touched on that at all, because the point in this whole Makeup Masterclass Monday was to just take common makeup problems and really simplify them. So if you're interested in learning how to shade match your own skin tone to any foundation, then obviously stick around, keep on watching. And also if you actually have any makeup problems that you always struggle with, then obviously leave them in the comment section and I will do a video on how to obviously sort that out. And I always get the same question of how do you actually match foundation to your skin tone, not so it's too light, not so it's too dark, just your actual natural skin tone. So I'm going to be showing you that today. I'm going to be breaking it down to be as simple as possible. So with me now, I've got 3 clean foundation brushes that I'm obviously going to be using on the face to apply 3 different foundations. So the foundations I'm going in with, not that this matters about the brand or the type of foundation, I'm just more referring to like the shade. So this is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation, and this is in the shade True Caramel number 58. So this for me, I know just by even looking at this, it's just far too dark. Hopefully everyone can see that. I've actually bought this for my clients, but I just thought I'd use a really dark example to show what I'm talking about in a minute. And then I've also got the MAC Studio Fix SPF 15 foundation, and this is in the shade NC18. So this one is definitely more my skin tone than this one. Obviously I hope everyone can see that because that's just the basics basically. So you can kind of tell by looking at a foundation bottle, and I know straight away that's going to be too dark and this is probably going to be about right or somewhere right. So I've picked up that one as well to show you. And then I've also picked up another one. So I've picked up the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and this is in the shade F10. So I'd actually say that this is still a little bit too dark, but I am going to be going in on the side of the face now and swatching each foundation on the skin. So the first foundation, just going to put a little bit on my plastic palette as always. So going in with a clean foundation brush, and I'm doing it just on the jawline here. So everyone can see that, like you can see where I've applied the foundation. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going in with the second foundation now, so this is the MAC one. Again, another clean foundation brush. And then now I'm going in for the third foundation, so the Makeup Revolution one. And this applicator, I'm actually just going to swatch straight from the bottle. So I'm just going to give you a closer look at these swatches. So clearly, in my opinion, this one stands out a lot more than the other two. Clearly that one is the darkest and the most wrong shade. So that one's more appropriate for my skin tone, the Revolution one, or this one. So what I'm going to be doing is just trying to blend them away now. I'm going to go in with a clean beauty blender and just press this foundation into the skin. And then as you can see here, now that I've blended the foundation with the beauty blender, I don't really think you can actually tell that I've got a foundation on the skin. I'd say that's a pretty good match to my own skin tone, and that's the key to this. Once you start patting in the foundation, even if you're in a store and you're just doing testers, swatches on your skin, once you start patting in the foundation, once you pat it in and you can't actually see that you've got anything on the skin, that's actually how you know what your true foundation shade is. So I'm going to go in with the other end of the beauty blender and blend away the Revolution one now. Now that one is blending away, but you can definitely tell I've got foundation on the skin. So when you compare my skin tone here to here, it definitely looks a bit darker. Whereas here, I'd say it literally looks even, not lighter, but yeah, like there, I don't think you can actually tell when I look like that. You can't tell that I've actually got foundation back here. Now here, you can definitely tell. So I'm going to try and blend the darker shade out now. And obviously, even when I'm blending away, it's just not blending into the skin. It's just that much darker than my skin tone that it's not really ever going to blend in, and I'd have to do the whole rest of the face like this to make it obviously match. So I'm not actually going to be blending this all over the face today. I just wanted to do the swatch test just along the jawline, just to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So obviously this one blends in seamlessly. This one I can definitely get away with it, although it is a lot more noticeable, I would say. And then this one, there's just no chance. So I need to just wipe these off now. So I am just going to remove this now. So on this side of the skin, I'm going to be swatching the MAC Cosmetics one, which I think is definitely the best match for me. And then on the other side of the skin, I'm going to be going in with the Revolution one, which I can actually get away with. I'll definitely get away with it. But I'm just going to be showing you what I mean. So I'm going in with the KT's makeup sponge now. Like, I feel like you'll kind of know your foundation, correct foundation shade when you actually start blending it away. It'll just blend away to nothing. So when it looks like you've got nothing on the skin, that is your true foundation shade. So here we can't actually tell that I've just blended foundation in. So I'm just going to go in and blend this foundation now. So even here, I'd say that this is still a good match for me. Now, I would recommend that you could probably go maybe one tone darker than your skin tone when trying to match foundation. It doesn't have to be an exact match, as you see in here. The Makeup Revolution foundation is darker than the MAC foundation, but still, even though this one looks more natural and is definitely more true to my skin tone, I could still get away with this. So it just depends on the look that you're going for. If you like to be a little bit more bronzed or deeper than your natural complexion. But for me, today, for today's purposes of the video, I'm going to be going in with what I think is the best match for me. So that's the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is in shade NC18. But I will show you how it looks once I've obviously done all the rest of the makeup. If you've got any tips on how you personally shade match your foundation to your natural skin tone that I haven't covered here, then obviously let me know, as if there's another way to explain it or an easier way or an easier tip, then obviously I want to know that too. But yeah, that's the easiest way I know how, and that kind of just cuts out all the talk of undertones for people who are not makeup artists and wouldn't have a clue where to start with undertones and warm, cool, pink, yellow, all the colours that get mentioned when we talk about skin tone. Then that's the easiest way I know how to do it without going into the ins and outs of all of that other stuff. So basically you can't go too far wrong if you use this technique. So obviously swatching different foundation shades on the jawline, and then when you tap in, if you're in a store maybe with your finger or at home with a blender or whatever, obviously when you tap in and it just kind of fades away into the skin, you can't see any lines on my skin where I've applied the foundation. There's no harsh lines. You probably wouldn't be able to tell on this side where I've actually put the foundation. Then that's how you know that that's the right foundation. Whereas on this side, as you've seen before, even when I tried to blend out this shade, the True Caramel shade, it was just getting worse the more I tried to blend it out. It just highlighted how much deeper it was. Even though I was trying my best to blend it, it just weren't happening. So that's the best tips that I've got anyway. So I hope it was useful. But yeah, I'm just going to go and do the rest of the makeup now. So guys, this is the finished and completed look now that I've obviously applied the foundation and all the other skin products. So in my opinion, this is my perfect shade match. And that's because, as I explained in the video, this foundation, the MAC Studio Fix, is not too much darker than my own skin tone, and it just blended in as you've seen in the tutorial. But yeah, there's not much else to really say. I've explained everything in the video, and I just thought I'd check in to say goodbye and obviously show you what the skin looks like now. So I am actually going to be wrapping this tutorial up now, guys, because I feel like I have explained everything in detail in the video. And even though it was a short video, I do really hope that you found this useful. And so many people asked me this question, so thanks to everyone who did DM me saying that they need help with this, because I'm sure so many other people struggle with it as well. It's probably one of the most common things that gets overcomplicated in makeup, and it's also one of them things as well that, like, if you get it wrong, you get it really wrong. As you've seen when I put the True Caramel shade from Maybelline on my face, like, there's just no going back from that really. So it's so basic, but it's so needed, and it's something that so many people struggle with. So as I've said, I really hope that this tutorial educated someone and made it a lot easier for you. If it did, leave me a like, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so obviously you won't miss any makeup masterclass Mondays or any of my other makeup reviews. And also leave me some feedback and some makeup problems that you struggle with, because I am really interested to know what else people struggle with. I know most of the common ones, but I've had some that I've never struggled with, but then there's stuff that when I was learning makeup I used to struggle with terribly that other people just got the hang of so quick. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around to the very end. I really appreciate it. And yeah, obviously once you've subscribed, turned on the notification bell and left me some feedback, I will definitely see you in my next tutorial.